Oh hi, it's Bukai, and welcome back to another video of Idle Research, and today we've now gotten back up to the green flasks, but we are running a small deficit of the yellow flasks. However, we have now gotten our energy gains all the way up to 37, almost 38 times. Now, I am messing around with the spending rate considering I don't want to put it all into the good old-fashioned flash crafting count, but I do want to dump the rest into energy gains, as energy gains will increase me even more. I do decide to click back into the flash crafting count, and as you see, it only got rid of 0.2 something versus getting rid of as much as I wanted. But the thing says now 47 of the golden flasks, and I'm debating whether I should just go right ahead and upgrade to get the next spot. And I decided to sit there and spam click on the flash crafting counts. It's not the most profitable, but I'm just trying to get down of the flasks, and it's not really doing that much for the amount of time that I got to click on. I really should be looking back at this. I should be clicking on the energy gains, getting the trillions up to a quadrillion a second, because if I can get the quadrillion a second, I can then invest over towards the other spot, but alas, I did not. Now, I unlocked the accelerator generators here, and this is an amazing boost, and now you can stop spam clicking once you gain this. What it's going to do is it's going to continuously put my resources in towards the different accelerators, automatically boosting them slowly. Now, it's not as efficient as spam clicking at first, until you can get that thing leveled up to the point that it gives you around, like, let's say 100-150%, and it starts to go up even more. So yeah, it starts becoming more profitable than just spam clicking on it. With that said, what I decide to do is I decide to invest more into the energy gains. Going back to the fire flasks, what you're going to see is I'm going to be upgrading my accelerator generators a little bit more, as well as unlocking the auto buyer slots. And going back to flasks, once I've done all of that, I am now up to a positive for my yellow. And just those simple little clicks have gotten me up to plus 54. So meaning I gained, I think that was around 7 or 10, give or take, of the good old-fashioned golden flasks. And I'm debating whether I should go now to bring me up to 94. And I do believe I end up clicking on it once it hits a solid 60. Nope, I went up to 56. That would be my mistake, but it's fine. And then I forget that I gotta then re-research the actual red flasks and whatnot, and so then I find, oh look, there's an auto-research red flask. I probably should upgrade that, but increasing the accelerators probably is a little bit more of a priority, considering I'm not going to be spam prestiging just yet, even though that is a good idea as I learn. You will want to be spamming prestige, and we're going to be getting our red flasks up, just at different pieces, and I will reform a cut here until I am back up to a better spot. But before I do that, you can see there that the accelerators that you purchase stay on, or at least the accelerator fire flask. That will keep giving me a bonus, so it was very worth it to be investing in towards that. So what I've done here is, once I've gotten back up to the yellow flasks, I decided to continuously purchase all of the yellow flasks at once. I'm not 100% sure if this was the most efficient path, but it was a good way to build up my yellow flasks up to a couple hundred to start, as I'm trying to basically just get the researches going, as I have learned that upgrading the researches is stupid important, as well as spam clicking on the energy gains, which I'll be doing in a short minute again. Now, doing that was a little bit of a problem, because you can see there I've gone through all of my orange flasks, but I do now have 780 of my good old-fashioned yellow flasks, which is pretty useful if you ask me. But there we go, prestige plus 100. Now we're up to 274, giving us a 21.59 times stronger and a 2.9 times crafting speed. Yeah, it was a bit worth it to go that way. And as well, this is where I kind of realized, oh, spam prestiging might be a good idea. The second you get the 25 prestige, do a bunch of quick prestiges in order to boost up the amount of flasks you can gain. Now, I say quick, but it does say that it's been running for 3 hours and 16 minutes, as most of this was spent AFK, not really playing it, and whatnot, just leaving it in the background, going back to it as I worked on other things. But you can see there, we are now up to quintillion a second, and we are up to half of a quintillion, or just under half of a quadrillion. Not quadrillion, quintillion. Words hard, English hard. And I'm just spam clicking on these energy gains, trying to boost it up as high as possible, because I want to try to get that past the 1 quintillion a second. So I've gotten the green flasks unlocked, but I'm looking there that the research time is just insane. 3.1 thousand seconds? No. I should not be waiting for that to actually unlock. I do believe I do end up doing it, because considering I closed the game for a while, I come back the next day in order to do it. I'm not sure if it's this prestige or the next. I believe it is the next couple ones, though. So spoiler alert, I'm behind the times. Yeah. And we're back up to the 397 of the energy gains, 398. But we have gained a ton more prestige flasks that we should be capitalizing on. But we are not. And you can see there, all of our flasks are at a decent chunk of change. 1,500 green flasks, which is giving us a ton of a boost onto the yellow, and the yellows are boosting the orange, and the orange is boosting the red. And now that I've done a bit of a cut, you can see here that it was on this prestige, and I'm up to 30% of the research. I did wait until I got 3.9 on our good old-fashioned green flasks. I do think that's a bit of a mistake. I should have just prestiged. As you can see there, I would guess that's about 80 to 90% of the way to the golden flasks. And yeah, just not worth the wait on there. Actually, that's probably closer to 75, but whatever. It's fine. Math's hard. Don't feel like doing maths. Now, I am trying to just get the green flasks up as fast as possible, so I am going to be running deficits. It's just what I have to do, and it's still 1,200 seconds, and I'm like, you know what, that's too long. I'm 23 times, I'm just gonna hit the prestige. I know, I probably should have waited, or at least just done it, but it's fine. So we've now unlocked Flask Mastery, and Flask Mastery is a nice little bonus. So what happens is that every time you gain a Flask tier, you will eventually gain Flask Mastery points, which allows you to go and upgrade boost your tiers. Now, I'll be describing that once I reach it, but right now on Red Flask, every time I get a Red Flask, my research speed is reduced, as well as I gain a ton of energy boosts. And so as a result, I probably just want to be spending a lot of time just boosting up Red Flasks, as Red Flasks are important. Now, that's not to say that I should neglect the others, as looking at it, it's all about how many flasks you are creating and crafting, meaning the slots that you have to be making a flask. So once that is there, so meaning right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 flasks that are making basically making flasks. So that means it will be gaining 6 to the Flask Mastery unless I get multipliers added to that later. So as a result, you will eventually want to be boosting all of them in order to reduce that time to basically quarters of a second and whatnot. But you can only master one at a time at the start. And the others are just Flask Research Speed. And you can see just a short time, I'm now 1.16 times on research speed and times on the energy. That's pretty good. And it is going up by a decent rate. So at the beginning, I probably should just keep hammering down on these flasks and just hanging around. But I do eventually, as you saw in that cut there, I come all the way back. And I'm now up to blue flasks have been unlocked. That's right, blue flasks. We're at 99 fuel, and we're about to hit another prestige. Yep, 296, 676, because as I was talking about that flask mastery, that's a huge jump, and we have now unlocked the flask crafting count and gotten all the generators except for the flask crafting count. So as a result, I'm going to be making some serious cash. And it's just automatically going up to getting my orange flask research. As soon as that guy goes across, we are going to be boosting forward. Yes, yes, keep upgrading. Now, getting up to tier 10, tier 5, 4, 3, and 0. I probably should have waited once I got the blue flasks and upgraded them to at least tier 1 to reduce the time, but it's fine. Sometimes bukai no tink, sometimes bukai no tink. And so, if you guys have been enjoying this video, please don't hesitate to give it a like, a subscribe, pass it on to your friends. If you hated it, pass it on to your enemies out of pure spite. If you guys would like to help support the channel, there's a link to a coffee shop down below where you can buy me a coffee. It'd be much appreciated. If you'd like to join our lovely community, there's also a Discord down there, and we would love to have you. And with that, take care, everyone.